helping make your life easier. Moms Every Day.
Welcome to Moms Every Day. I'm your host, Jen Lennon. Today I'm joined by Amy Moore. She's a clinical supervisor with AspenPointe. Hi, Amy. How are you today?
Hello. Great. Thank you so much for having me on here.
Good. Well, I am glad to have you here because spring has sprung. Here we are.
Yes.
And I know that many of us are spring cleaning our houses, sorting out closets, getting rid of the dusty old stuff. But we can be doing that to ourselves as well,
Absolutely,
right?
yes.
Tell me a little bit about sort of mental health spring cleaning.
Yeah. So everybody has clutter, right? In all
true.
areas. So that's my hope to kind of validate that today and,
Right.
and just kind of address those things. So the first piece that's important to address is, like you said, spring cleaning within ourselves. And so number one, you have to be your own biggest fan. You have to treat yourself. You have to love yourself, because you are the one who wants to achieve things in your life. So if you're not doing it for you, and you're doing it for somebody else, it may not stick, right?
So making that change, it's the same thing as cleaning out your closet. You don't want to do it for anybody else.
Exactly.
But you do it for yourself.
Yeah, exactly,
right?
exactly.
So you've got to really have your own self in mind. So
Yes.
I assume, goal setting then would be a good idea.
Yes.
But that can be challenging. What do you recommend to folks when they're trying to sort of set some goals for themselves for change?
So I definitely recommend making sure that your goals are realistic. So something that I always use for myself and for my clients, are your goals SMART? So SMART includes can you specify what steps you need to take to reach your goals? Are your goals meaningful? So are they conducive to the values that you have in your own life? Are your goals adaptive? So are they going to lead you into a direction of positive things that you want to accomplish in your life?
Right.
Are your goals realistic? Is it realistic to lose 50 pounds before June gets here for swimsuit season?
Not.
Probably not, right?
No.
But you can make the steps that you need to do to live a healthier lifestyle, to go outdoors and exercise more, to be able to get your heart rate up, healthy eating, that sort of thing.
Right.
And then T, making sure that it's time bound. And so I think that a lot of times we have these lofty goals that we tell ourselves, we're going to start tomorrow, there's always tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm going to be healthier by the summer.
Exactly,
Well,
exactly.
that's vague, and
right.
what does that mean?
Right.
And how can I do that?
Yeah.
So being very specific makes a lot of sense when we're focusing on ourselves.
Yes.
And then as we're trying to clean up, if we're working on ourselves, it's probably a good idea to maybe try to tidy up our relationships a little bit too.
Absolutely. So I think this could fall into any sort of relationship. Some of the tips that I want to give today, whether it is romantic relationships or, relationships with friends, family, but the number one thing that I advise for everybody is really limit this screen time, because I think we are so bound by technology, whether it's in the form of electronics, smartphones, computers all day.
It just interrupts. It gets in the way, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So when you have that time with your partner or your family member, make sure that it's intentional. Make sure that it's between you guys, and it's not interrupted by the little black screen.
That's right. And if we're putting the screens down, it's a good idea to get outdoors this time of year.
Absolutely. So especially because we live in the sunniest state, right? In America, one of them at least, and it's going to be wonderful weather this summer, and so it's important to allow nature to sort of de-stress you. Actually, studies show that depression is linked to vitamin D deficiencies.
And we get that from the sun.
Exactly.
And so if anyone's listening right now and they think, yes, Amy, I want to make these changes, I want to do spring cleaning, you can help, right? What's the next step? How could they connect to get some advice?
So if people really need to be able to connect for more of the mental health well-being, it's important to reach out to others like family members. But if it's more than that, AspenPointe is available. So we are a mental health facility that serves across the lifespan. So from the little bitties all the way up to 60s, 70s, 80s, however old anybody.
So give a call, head to the website.
Yep.
Obviously different insurances, different grants, so don't let that be an obstacle.
Yep.
But let's spring clean and we can do it together.
Yep. Sounds great. Sounds great.
Fantastic. Great tips today, Amy.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me today and every day. I'm your host, Jen Lennon.